Greetings. I'm Tom Miller, Director of the Sound Recording Technology Program here at DePaul University. This is another in a series of lectures about my film score, The Complete Metropolis, a project 25 years in the making. Today we're going to talk about the instrumentation and the thematic derivation and leitmotifs in Metropolis. Most of the melodic and some of the harmonic material in Metropolis was derived from the following 12-tone row. The 12-tone system of serial composition, one of the most significant musical movements of the last 100 years, was developed by Arnold Schoenberg, who was, as he puts it, seeking an organizational principle that would put order into the chaos I have created. Schoenberg believed it was his mission to develop such a system, and in 1921 he confided to his pupils that he had made a discovery that would ensure the supremacy of German music for the next 100 years. The 12-tone row is a construct that orders the 12 notes of the chromatic scale in a fixed sequence. The Metropolis tone row is not used in a typical serial manner, but is used throughout the score to generate melodic fragments and leitmotifs. But this tone row has some curious characteristics that also create interesting harmonic ideas. If we separate the row into 4 3-note trichords, each similar trichord consists of a tritone and a half step. If we divide the row into 3 4-note tetrachords, we get 3 identical chords consisting of 2 tritones a half step apart. This is the Metropolis angst chord heard in the opening salvo. The role of Maria was Bridget Helm's first acting role, and though Metropolis made her a star, she did not enjoy working under Lang and refused to make another movie with him. Maria is represented by 2 melodic ideas. The first one, the Maria Kiss theme, is introduced in the cathedral and figures prominently in the final reel after she is saved from the roof. The second Maria theme, introduced in the Babel segment, usually appears when Frieder is thinking of Maria. Interestingly, Fritz Lang's Babel is based on a painting by Pietro Bruegel the Elder from approximately 1563. Bruegel's Babel appears to be based on the Roman Colosseum, but the tower is built as an ascending spiral. Bruegel, one of the most significant artists of Flemish Renaissance painting, had a solid knowledge of architecture and clearly knew this would render the structure fundamentally unstable. The Machine Woman created by Rotwang was built by sculptor Walter Schultz Mittendorf. He took a body plaster cast of Helm, and wood putty allowed him to build a costume that would appear both metallic and allow a small amount of movement. It speaks to director Fritz Lang's vision that he insisted his star perform the Machine Woman parts, even though she suffered greatly and they could have used a stunt double. There are several leitmotifs associated with the Machine Woman. When Frieder hears the priest preaching about a woman on a scarlet-covered beast, we hear a reference to the Dance of Babylon theme. This theme, based on a westernized version of an Indian scale, will dominate Frieder's hallucinations. The other theme directly associated with the Machine Woman is the tango that plays in the nightclubs of the Yoshiwara red light district while she incites the men of luxury to fight among themselves. Frieder is represented by several themes, but Frieder's heroic side is symbolized by the following leitmotif we hear in the Doors sequence, usually stated in low brass and winds. This cue also makes extensive use of a scoring technique in which the music closely follows the character's actions, pioneered by Max Steiner in the early days of synchronized music. Known in the industry as Mickey Mousing, we see it in Frieder's movements throughout the door scene. Following the scene in which Rotwang torments Maria in the catacombs, we see Frieder in the cathedral, and the music we hear in muted brass and tubular bells is a reharmonization of the Lutheran hymn, "A Mighty Fortress is Our God." Following this, we hear a jaunty dance theme symbolizing the 7 deadly sins. Ja, the supreme ruler of Metropolis, and Rotwang, the crazed inventor, have themes similar in intervallic content. Like their fates, these themes are often deeply interwoven. Rotwang's theme, like his mental state, deteriorates rapidly in the final reel, producing the crazed Rotwang leitmotif. As he hallucinates Maria as his lost love, we hear the bastardized theme transition into the Maria theme, followed by some crazed Mickey Mousing. Finally, we have two themes associated with the city of Metropolis. The look of Metropolis was strongly influenced by the Art Deco movement and Fritz Lang's impressions from his first visit to New York City. The muscular Metropolis fanfare, stated in unison brass in the opening, is developed and the full harmonized motive is presented in 5/4 in Maria's Tale of Babel. The Glory of Metropolis march is introduced in the race in the stadium as the sons of the rich frolic in the gardens high above the city. This leitmotif will dominate the final struggle as Frieder battles Rotwang on the roofs. Note how the rhythm of the melody is offset.